All right, so let's start with the big story that we are tracking on WION at this hour. Where the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is presently in the United Kingdom, it is only his second foreign visit since the Russian invasion of Ukraine almost about a year back. Now, Rishi Sunak's office has said that Zelensky will be visiting the Ukrainian troops currently training in Britain, and he'll also address the House of Commons, which of course is the British Parliament. He'll be holding talks with the British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak and will also meet with Britain's military chiefs. Now, soon after Zelensky landed, Sunak of course put out a tweet, a picture of the airport interaction. And there was also this very visible warmth between the two leaders when they met. Volodymyr Zelensky is also expected to meet with King Charles as well. The statement issued by Number 10 says that the United Kingdom has provided vital training to Ukrainian forces ever since Russia annexed Crimea back in 2014. It is further added that Rishi Sunak is proud that today the United Kingdom will be expanding that training from soldiers to Marines to even that of fighter jet pilots, ensuring that Ukraine has the military capability to defend its interests well into the future. And just like his predecessor Boris Johnson, Rishi Sunak has also quoted the brotherly bond between the United Kingdom and Ukraine. Meanwhile, the United Kingdom will also be announcing further sanctions against people who they claim helped Putin build his personal wealth, as well as companies that are presently fueling Kremlin's war machine. And to give us more updates in terms of what's exactly likely to happen in this very crucial visit by Volodymyr Zelensky to Britain, we're being joined in by our correspondent Alex Izat, who's been tracking this story really closely for us. Alex, this of course is a crucial visit by the Ukrainian president. Tell us what is likely to be the upshot of it.
It is, exactly. Well, what we know right now is that Zelensky has actually arrived at Downing Street. He landed about an hour ago at Stansted Airport, met by the Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. He is now in Downing Street just as we speak. The conversation will be continuing between both of them to find out exactly what the UK is going to offer the Ukraine people and Zelensky, and before he goes to Parliament, where he will be facing opposition, as well as speaking to the Labour leader Keir Starmer and answering some of the questions about what's happening on the ground. And then we understand he's also going to Buckingham Palace as well to visit King Charles III, who has been a staunch supporter of Ukraine during this embattled times. Now, it's nearly been a year since all this began, and since then the UK has provided military funding. They provided some ammunition and weapons, and now we are going to be seeing some more troops coming over to get military training, Marines and jet pilots as well. What we do understand is that Zelensky is not going to be staying around for too long. He may be heading to Brussels on Thursday. That's something that has not been confirmed, but that is what we are hearing at the moment. And if he does, he'll go and speak to other EU nations there. It's a really big deal that he is over. It's the only second visit outside of his country, although we have seen him being on various television and award shows. And he's come over to show his support to the UK people and to the UK government. And Rishi Sunak has been one of his biggest bolsters behind sending all of this support his way. When they later today, we are also expecting potentially to go and visit some of those that have been training, the Ukrainian military that have been training on Challenger tanks, and also some of those jets as well later. So we should be expecting another 20,000 on top of the 10,000 military personnel to train within the country.
Indeed. Now, it's going to be very interesting to see as to, what exactly actually will be the upshot of this meeting. Because besides soldier training, Britain will now also be offering marine and fighter jet training, is what we have learned. But the question that I want to ask you, Alex, is at a time when Britain is, of course, facing this cost of living crisis, the fact that Britain is giving more and more military aid to Ukraine, how's this being received by the British people?
Well, that's quite interesting in itself, because we do hear all of these positive news stories coming out of government, whether it's opposition or the leading party, about how we're being so supportive and how we're sending money and how we're sending military aid and ammunition. But from my understanding, speaking to a lot of people on the streets themselves, they are a little bit confused about why this seems to be a big priority when there are so many issues within the UK itself. This week alone, we've seen a number of strikes again, and they will continue going forward, and it's all about pay and asking for more money. Yet the government seems to be putting money into things that the UK doesn't deem as necessary. Of course, the government has clapped back and has said that we need to be supporting ourselves, safeguarding ourselves for the future, because if this could happen to one country, then potentially this could lead to another. But then they're not putting that money into our own military effort either, and supporting our troops within the country, giving them extra training, giving them newer planes, newer devices, improving their standards too. But of course, the armed forces can't strike. The people on the ground do want some questions answered. What exactly is happening within Ukraine to the actual people, not just about the military, not just about Putin versus Zelensky and the rest of the world. They want to know where their money is going and making sure that those Ukrainians are getting the help they need. Because when this all started, as I said, nearly a year ago, the UK was really behind the war effort. They helped with money, food, and tried to get as much over the border as possible to help out. So they just want to make sure that the people themselves, people like them who have been suffering, are the ones that are actually getting the aid they need.
Absolutely indeed. Thank you very much indeed, Alex Izat, for joining us and getting us all those insights there.